Well, sorry about that. Anyway, what was it like working on uh this film segment for Sky TV and the film, and what's the significance of doing that as a historian?
Do you know, it was great. We had a really good and productive relationship with the film, basically I'd just written a book about Nuremberg, which was coming out at the same time. So
Yeah,
there was a real sort of logic, and the museum holds the British team's papers from Nuremberg. So it's our largest single documents collection. So we've got a huge amount in the collections about the trial. Obviously, the film is a dramatic response to the event. So it's
right.
kind of rooted in the history, but as is the nature of film, it kind of makes decisions to conflate things or to elide things or whatever. So it was a really interesting opportunity for us to say these two things can coexist because undoubtedly the film did an incredible job of bringing people towards the trial, and I think or the history of the trial for the 80th
Right.
anniversary of its kind of commencement. And so that was a really helpful thing for us. The sales of the book in the bookshop at the museum outstripped all the others for that period.
Great.
And it would be naive of me to think that that was entirely to do with the book on its own merits. Clearly, the film,
Yeah.
whether or not people had seen it, it put it into the
Yeah.
consciousness. And so it was great to work with them. It was really interesting to talk to. We did a panel discussion at the museum actually, where with Rami and Leo Woodall and Michael Shannon and James Vanderbilt,
Mhm.
that was chaired by our Director General Caro, and I sat on the panel as the kind of as historian of the period, and just so interesting to talk to them. In fact, I was lucky enough to go and do some other bits and pieces with Rami and Leo afterwards, and they are
Mhm.
really interesting people. They everyone who worked on that project, James Vanderbilt took the whole thing incredibly seriously, very respectful, very
Yeah.
dignified, very kind of interrogative in the way that they came at it. And so, yeah, I think when people sort of embark on these things with integrity, it really
Right.
helps. Do you know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
doing it on the right premise, you know?
Yeah, they're not coming in and saying, what can I do to make a smash with the movie? And, obviously they want it to sell and they want people to see it to be sure. But every interview that I've seen with the principals there, I really did get that impression that they cared about the material and what it had to say, both in terms of the historical narrative and where we're at in the world at the
Hmm.
moment.